Let's talk about the earth and the weather changes that are across the globe getting more and more tumultuous. The wildfires are happening. Certain species of animals are just dying off. The weather has drastically changed. This has been coming for a while. But let's talk about why this is happening, because we can't blame everything on Bill Gates. We can't blame everything on certain individuals not doing enough or doing nothing at all. We can't blame everything on billionaires not choosing to spend their money in appropriate ways. What we do need to look at is the electromagnetic frequency that the earth represents. So as we look outside of ourselves, we know through quantum physics that our subconscious mind, not brain, our subconscious mind creates the collective consciousness, right? Like we're all one consciousness. And that consciousness is then what creates our reality. The reality is planet Earth and everything that planet Earth entails. That includes all the different species, the different elements, water, air, fire, what is the other one? Earth, duh. Okay, so Mother Earth, right? Like the ground, the earth actually has an electromagnetic frequency. Now, when we look at the individual, ourselves, all across the globe, except for in like certain small tribes, that are not, who may still be like third world country type or even like non-civilized in any way. They've been excluded from civilization because of their remote locations or whatnot. So, but the general population, the majority of the population, which creates the collective consciousness, if we look at it, it's all based within capitalism. It's all based in consumerism. And consumerism and capitalism are based within fear, the feeling of lack. And that's based within the root chakra. And the root chakra is representative of the earth, of our material plane, the third dimension, and where we exist here as a body with things, right? So when we as individuals are perceiving the world and ourselves within lack or capitalism, consumerism, because in order for capitalism to work, the individual must be willing to spend their money on said thing, whatever they want to consume. So to get people to consume more, they must lack more. Because you're not going to buy something if you feel totally content, right? You're not just like going to buy whatever, and you're not going to see a value in purchasing something if you don't lack that thing or that whatever that thing represents emotionally. So as people, we have been programmed and conditioned to be in a constant state of lack, which equals a fear-based state, which represents sickness also. So they all go hand in hand. It's like it's a cycle. Without one, there is not the other. So oftentimes people are like, oh, well, back when I was young, we didn't have all these diseases. We didn't have all these problems. We didn't have these weather changes. The animals were fine. That's because capitalism wasn't as in your face, consistent, like every single second of every single day. It wasn't keeping your body in a state of constant fear. And when your body is in a state of constant fear, you're in a constant state of illness, basically, because You're making it so your endocrine system is not able to function properly. So your hormones, your cortisol levels, your sleep patterns, everything, the nutrition that you're eating, nothing is going to stabilize it because you're in a constant state of fear. So you're going to cause permanent and long-term sickness, disease, and damage and destruction to your physical body, because the physical body is not meant to be in a low frequency electromagnetic state all the time. Fear is meant to be a survival tactic for when you actually need it. Adrenaline is meant to give you enough power to get out of really bad situations, to survive. If you're in a constant state of survival, you're burning yourself out. Like you're basically killing yourself, right? So in order for capitalism to work, we must be in that constant state of lack. And that goes down to our subconscious belief systems. So that's why the education system is what it is. That's why our government is what it is. That's why religion is what it is. Everything revolves around control and a state of lack. So fear is representative of control. Like, you fear not having control. That's what causes anxiety, because the root and the crown balance each other out, and anxiety comes from the crown chakra. So when the fear is there, the crown is out of whack. That's why so many people have mental health conditions, because they have a state of fear constantly. They don't feel safe in their bodies, because we live in a state of capitalism. So it will never fucking go away unless you can internally balance yourself out and remove that state of constantly needing something, that state of lack, that state of lack of self-acceptance and self-belief and wholeness within the self. So when we are all out of whack like that, we're just buying stuff, we're in a state of fear, it's being reflected back again quantumly through the subconscious mind. It's being projected. We're creating our environment, and we're creating a world in a lower electromagnetic frequency than what it used to be in. So as you can see, so like, let's say we're at Earth resonates at the heart chakra frequency. Overall, like, you can test the soil, you can test on plants, on trees. The things that come from the earth have it's usually between like 500 to like 700 frequencies. Certain plants will resonate at different, based on what the plant's nutrients are. Also, like, are they in good soil? Are they in good conditions? Are they like good health, basically? And also, basically, like, what type of plant are they? So all the different plants, just like different people, have different frequencies that they resonate at based on their environment, just like people, based on their nutrients, just like people. They are literally such a mirror image of us, or we're a mirror image of them, maybe. I don't know. I guess it's kind of like which came first, right? So the plants, the earth, resonates at about 524 and up frequency, just in general, like overall basics. And that's just the earth, not the collective conscious. That's like the planet, right? The ground, the soil, the plants, the earth. And that is connected to our heart chakra. So the earth helps us, like, if you heard of grounding, it's because it puts us back to our heart chakra. It heals the body literally, because it puts us back into the frequency that our body resonates the best at, that functions in a most balanced way, because the heart chakra is the middle of the 7 chakras, and it is the balance between the upper chakras and the lower chakras. So when you're at that 500 balance, like 550, your health is almost near perfect health. And so when you ground and you go outside, it heals the human body because it aligns with the chakras, the frequency. And that's what health is. And that's why when we think of like trees and plants, we think of, oh, healing and health and wellness, because it literally is. So when we see that the earth, like the waters and like, with hurricanes and like crazy storms and so much snow and all these things, yes, humans are performing weather modification, thanks Bill Gates. But also, the earth has changed, so we can't blame everything on just certain people. We are a collective consciousness, and the earth is mirroring us. And when I say mirroring, it's not just like mirroring it, like it is us. It is a direct reflection of our own health and wellness and how we are functioning as humans. And when you look outside, you can see by the weather, like nature is pissed off. Mother Earth is pissed. It's not doing well. It's not balanced. It's not at peace. It's not in love. It is angry and aggressive. Why is that? Because our entire planet is based within the electromagnetic frequency of fear, of capitalism. And so it all goes hand in hand. The water, the air, all of it is not going to be in a balanced state of peace and agreement and just naturally existing when everything is in like a 300 state of frequency. And this means that in order to save the planet, the environments, the animals, we must first save ourselves, because the animals' health and wellness, their habitats, all of it is a direct reflection of our internal beliefs about ourselves. So all the polar bears that are dying, all the animals in Antarctica that are dying because of the habitats, even Alaska here in the United States. The salmon, the elk, the moose, they're all migrating differently because they all have to change because of the electromagnetic frequency that humans are creating. We are the electromagnetic conductors of the planet. Literally, so if you think about before humans, right, the earth was studied, and there was dinosaurs and there was huge plants, right? They talk about like giants and giant trees, like the redwoods and all of these things. How are they able to grow so enormously, but now they can't? Guess why? Because our frequency is not fucking right. Like, we have to be aligned in order to have our optimal potential. When we are going through a lineage of fear, that's in our DNA. Just like with seeds, if you look at like Monsanto, they have corrupted the seeds. So when we look at even the plants anymore, they're not the same plants. The soil, first of all, because it is the earth, it is at a lower frequency. It does conduct current. And if like the toxicities in the rain are going into the soil and they're getting worse, and we're putting chemicals up there to modify the weather, we're doing crazy things with pollution and our choices as consumers within our capitalist society. And then if we look at the seeds, they are genetically modified because humans decided to own plants. So silly. So all the plants prior to us were super healthy. All the plants had so much nutrients. Like, we don't get even half of the nutrients unless you grow your own garden and you're like have your own fertilizer and all these different things that you're feeding back to the earth to create the proper electromagnetic frequency balance within the soil for the plants to absorb and to transmute into, alchemize into nutrient dense products, which is the plant, just like us. Then you're not going to be getting those optimal nutrients. And then so you eat all this, like you could eat all the blueberries in the world and it's not going to save you because you started off with a shit foundation. It is what it is. We are where we are. And the only way to correct this path for our future, for the next 7 generations, for the next animals that are going to be changing and alchemizing their own DNA and creating new species that we're yet to find, is by us looking at ourselves and saying, how can I be a better person for myself? How can I choose myself and not choose lack? How can I know that I am worthy and I have everything that I need? How can I feel abundant within myself? How can I love myself? How can I accept myself today? Just today, for these choices. Maybe it's less scrolling on YouTube. Maybe it's less going on social media. Maybe it's not needing to validate your worth by other people's opinions or thoughts. Maybe it's choosing what you actually like, and that will just, like, whatever just naturally brings happiness and joy to you and a smile to your face is going to be what raises your frequency. So yeah, you can actually consume things, like buy, purchase, consume whatever you want if it makes you happy. But just consuming things to consume because you don't love yourself, because you have a lack, because you don't accept who you truly are, or you don't even know who you are because you've never actually been given the opportunity to do so, will not create happiness. And that's why people say buying things, money doesn't make you happy. Actually, it really can make you happy, because money is not a negative thing. Money is a feminine aspect, actually, and it is representative of the emotions. So if you have really shitty emotions and you're constantly in a state of fear, the money is going to be toxic and you're going to grow to hate it. You're going to grow to repel it, and then you're going to keep yourself in a state of lack more and more long term. And then you're going to be in that scarcity, that state of survival all the time, because you're actually repulsing, because everything has a positive and a minus charge, right? Electrons and protons. So when you get in that state of fear, you're repelling money. And when you love yourself and you love what you do, and you just see money as a tool to utilize and create the type of world that you want to live in, then money is just going to flow to you, or opportunities to make money, opportunities for people to gift you money or things or whatever it is. Because the universe is always wanting you to be happy, because happiness makes the universe expand. So the universe doesn't want to be like, it wants to grow. It wants to be full. It wants to feel whole. And you are that universe, and the universe is you. So if you want to change the world, if you want to save the animals, if you want to make the planet a better place, then start within yourself, and start with feeling abundant about yourself. Start with feeling good about who you are and the choices you make, by making choices that support your own value and worth. If you would like a guided meditation on how to get to that abundance and let go of lack, I do have one of those recorded on my YouTube. It's free, so go ahead and find it in the playlist and utilize it so that you don't have to sit in fear anymore, so you can heal yourself, so you can help save the planet, and you can help save those polar bears that are so fucking skinny. It makes me so sad. Let's do better, because we deserve better. Not just because, oh, we should do this or whatever. No, we are more valuable than this. We are more worthy than this. And we is you, and you are we. So we're all in this together. There's no separation. And I think that we really can do this if we all come together and we really focus on our healing.